Здравствуйте, and welcome to the Ta'agra Project's Learn Ta'agra series. In today's video, we will be learning how to pronounce some of the unique sounds that Ta'agra has to offer. Ta'agra is the language of the Khajiit people and would be spoken mostly within the realm of elsewhere. I won't be covering all of the letters, since many are very similar to English. However, there are other letters that require special attention and practice. Let's start off with vowels. While all of these sounds exist in English, one must keep in mind that in Ta'agra, each vowel makes only one sound. In English, for example, the letter A can sound like A in ace, A in apple, in about, or the longer A in father. In Ta'agra though, Aho will only ever make the long A sound. Likewise, while in English double vowels often change a vowel's pronunciation, in Ta'agra this is simply expressed as an elongation of the vowel sound. Lastly, Ta'agra has a total of 7 vowels, because the I and A sounds that English represents with 2 letters are expressed in Ta'agra with a single letter. Let's practice these vowels real fast before we move on. Afa, Atot, Aigam, Edith, Esh, Iliten, Onpal, Upoma. We already saw that I and A are represented by a single letter, and there are also certain consonant combinations that act similarly. Ch, th, and sh are all distinct sounds that are denoted by adding a dot to another existing letter. Tef becomes Thato, and Sahi becomes Shari. Since there is no dedicated equivalent to C, Cho is created from Joja, its voiced equivalent. Similarly, when there is a double S or R, the sound is elongated in the same way as vowels, but are represented by a single letter, Asi and Arro, respectively. A dokkai is a glottal stop and occurs when you cut off a sound in the very back of your throat. We can hear this sound very clearly when we say, uh-oh. In the middle of a word, a dokkai primarily prevents the letter sounds from blending together. In the very name of the language, Ta'agra, we can hear an example of a dokkai. Instead of a long ah sound, Ta'agra, we end up with what sounds like a slight catch in the throat, Ta'agra. We can also practice by saying Zdrastvuйте, meaning hello. This letter is unique because it can make 2 different sounds depending on where it appears in the word. If Joja is at the beginning of a word, it will make the same sound as an English J, like in James. However, if Joja is in the middle or at the end of the word, it makes a J sound, like the S in Asia. Let's practice with some words in Ta'agra. Jabo, Sesh, Sesh. The kehi sound isn't in English, but it can be found in Arabic words. It's similar to ket, but deeper in the throat. You can mimic this sound by clucking like a chicken. While it sounds silly, you can hear that sound starting to come out when I say cluck. In Ta'agra, you can find it in words such as cluck and kotu. Both ro and arro should be trilled, but there is a slight difference. Ro should be trilled 1 or 2 times, while arro should be trilled 3 or more times. This difference can be heard between the words trevan and tenor. Lastly, when the letter ket or joja are followed by a hi, the ket or joja becomes softer. Instead of saying Khajiit, the letters blend together somewhat, and we get a softer Khajiit. When a joja and a hi are at the beginning of a word, the hard j becomes a softer j. In the middle of a word, a joja and a hi combination is still pronounced as a simple j. This can be heard in the word Jadat. To put this new knowledge to use, let's test our skills on a full sentence in Ta'agra. Take a moment to pause the video and try pronouncing this sentence aloud. Aziz Ari Ta'agra and Java di Khajiit. To make sure we're pronouncing things right, we'll want to make sure that our vowels all sound the same, with the E in Khajiit being longer. Aziz should end with an elongated S. Ari and Ta'agra should have a short trilled Ro. We should hear a slight break between the Ahus of Ta'agra. The Joja in Khajiit should sound like a J. And the J and K of Java and Khajiit should be soft. Aziz, Ari, Ta'agra and Java di Khajiit. So, I hope you enjoyed our first lesson in this series. Please leave a comment below and tell us what you'd like to see in future videos. Subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with the newest Ta'agra lessons, and check us out at ta'agra.com for more information.